Coming up on SUTV News, campus remembers a tragedy from 11 years ago.
NDSU researchers develop a new substance to keep sea creatures off.
And in sports, the Bison pick up another FBS win.
This is SUTV News, and it starts now.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Adam Kempenek.
And I'm Allie Weary. Tonight marks the second annual Take Back the Night event on the NDSU campus.
We go now to SUTV News reporter Aaron Borner, who has more on the story.
Thank you, Allie and Adam. Take Back the Night is a chance for the NDSU community to take a stand against violence and to show their support for their survivors. Here with me now is Krista Paget, an event organizer for the event. Krista, what can you tell me about Take Back the Night?
Take Back the Night is a movement that started in the 70s after the brutal murder of a young woman in the streets in which no one stepped up to help her. It acts as an outlet and a platform for young people and old people alike to get out into the streets and reclaim that time, reclaim the night, which can be a very scary thing for a young woman on her own. So we have it here on campus to say that we won't stand for violence.
Okay. And the event has been going on for some time, but it's only the second time it's been here at NDSU. What brought it to campus?
A few years ago, NDSU opened up an office here with the sexual assault prevention programs, and with that, brought to light some of those issues that people don't want to talk about. People don't want to bring up sexual assault, they don't want to bring up violent abuse, and so with bringing those issues to light, we realized that we have survivors on our campus, and we need to be supportive of those survivors too. So we have it on campus here. It's easily accessible to all our fellow Bison, and then we get to show our support for those survivors among us.
All right, and what is all going to be happening tonight?
Tonight there'll be a little social in the Renaissance Hall right outside of the festival concert hall. There'll be some tables with Rape and Abuse Crisis Center, Women and Gender Studies, the Equity and Diversity Center, and the Violence Prevention Educators with some fun interactive things as well as some facts and some history. Then we'll go inside at 7:30, have a short informational session with some statistics we have from our campus, and then we will march and have a short candlelight vigil afterwards for a little reflection.
All right, well, thank you. The event will wrap up at around 8:30 tonight. Back to you, Allie and Adam.
Thanks, Aaron. As the 11th anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attack on the Twin Towers occurred this week, students took the time to recall their experience. While some remember very little, others remember it more vividly. When the students thought back to where they were that morning, their response was a memory from being in school.
We got sent home with a letter to our parents, and then they explained it to us when we got home.
We were all sitting around our tables, and literally everything stopped. Everybody outside of the classroom, inside of the classroom. We were only 12, but it literally stopped. Everything stopped.
Everyone from kindergarten to seniors in high school were all on the bleachers watching the events of the day unfold for the entire morning. And then after lunch was over, we all just went home to spend that time with our families.
Students were so young when it happened, they found they needed further clarification.
I didn't really understand the gravity of it at the time, and then I went home and watched the news that night with my parents, and they just kept saying, this is the biggest disaster.
It affects me more so now. I mean, it's more because when I was little, I wasn't able to comprehend the situation.
When the anniversary rolls around, these students think about how it has impacted their lives.
I think about the people and all the different lives it's affected, and mine too.
Wow, this is really important, and I'm going to remember this day for the rest of my life. And it's true, I do. I'll never forget September 11th in 2001 when that happened, and I was in 8th grade homeroom. Sometimes I get really emotional about it, just remember how devastating it was to our country, because I just have a great amount of love for our country. And I'm always able to share that with my family and friends.
My uncle was a helicopter pilot who, he didn't die in 9/11, but he passed away about 2 years ago, almost to this day in November. So he was over there doing military work. So it's pretty it hits home.
In response to allegations against the university relating to fraud charges brought against 8 Bison football players, NDSU President Dean Bruscianti sent an email to the entire NDSU campus. In the message, Bruscianti outlined the campus policies involved with student discipline and addressed reasoning why no action has yet been taken by the university. He highlighted federal privacy laws, saying it is inappropriate to become directly involved in or comment on situations under review.
The school year is just beginning, but that doesn't mean students shouldn't start preparing for what comes after. The NDSU Career Center is now offering advising sessions 2 hours a week in ACE tutoring. From 7 to 9 p.m. every Wednesday, students can get help with writing their resumes, improving on their interviewing skills, and gaining valuable knowledge that will help students get that dream job without having to make an appointment. The Career Center holds its regular hours in Ceres Hall. Information regarding the Career Center and its services can be found on the NDSU website. You know, Adam, that sounds like a great way for students to get, that heads up, on the job market.
Well, without a doubt. I mean, as an RA, I have residents who go in there, and I'll go with them. And it's a great place to meet people. It's a great place to learn great things.
Absolutely.
Well, coming up on SUTV News, NDSU researchers create a new substance for boaters that makes traveling a little easier. Find out how after this.
Jitters is your home for quality coffee drinks. Jitters is your home for quality coffee drinks. Whether you crave an espresso, iced coffee, mocha, or macchiato, Jitters has just what you need. Now featuring breakfast foods like caramel rolls, bagels, and more, be sure to get your day started right. Located on 12th Avenue North, Jitters has a friendly, relaxed atmosphere with Wi-Fi capability to get all of your studying done on time. Get your fix only at Jitters.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means MapBus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15, from downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mapbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter, keyword MapBus.
It's so fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MapBus.
And I ride MapBus.
And you should too.
Watch SUTV News on Cable One. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SUTV News on Cable One Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Shields and Stop and Go. SUTV News is brought to you by Stop and Go. Stop and Go. We're always there.
Welcome back to SUTV News. Last weekend at NDSU, the community had a chance to see what the Animal Science Department is all about.
Students and faculty had lots of fascinating information to share with the public.
Here at the NDSU Equine Center, the Animal Science Department hosted their third annual Moos, Ooze, and More. This event was an enjoyable way to spend a Saturday afternoon reconnecting with North Dakota's agricultural roots. Attendees could enjoy demonstrations and interactive activities while snacking on cast clay ice cream and barbecue boot camp samples.
Kids seem really excited when they come in here to see everything that they might never have seen before. And I know that they got to feed the little baby calves their lunch today, so they were really excited about that.
3 educational departments at NDSU combined their knowledge of veterinary technology, animal science, and equine science to provide accurate information in all of their professional fields.
They each kind of do their own areas of expertise for the displays and for the demonstrations. And so it works nice for everybody to kind of get together and do things that we normally wouldn't always do together, so it's good.
Kids of all ages were observing and investigating a variety of animals such as goats, sheep, horses, cows, lambs, and even a set of twin calves.
I think my favorite part is the horses.
The community can look forward to attending this family-friendly event for years to come. This is Sana Prescott reporting for SUTV News.
Popular demonstrations included horse hoof trimming, cow milking, and ultrasounding of pregnant animals. Kids even had a chance to perform mock surgeries on stuffed animals with the help of a veterinary technician.
Barnacles, organisms, and sea life, oh my! An NDSU research team is beginning a 3-year endeavor with the Office of Naval Research. This team received a $480,000 grant to create coatings for ship hulls. The coatings will repel a variety of toxic sea life and prevent attachments to the ships. These organisms decrease velocity, carry diseases to harbors, and cause damage to the ship's body. Not only will the U.S. Navy benefit from this project, but so too will the everyday boater, as these coatings will be sold on the commercial market.
So we're very happy to be able to work with the Navy on this important problem, and I think we have a pretty long track record with them as well. There may be 4,000 different organisms in the oceans that like to stick to anything you put in the ocean. And so one of the big challenges is how do you find a coating that none of those organisms can stick to? And it always seems like there's something.
Ranked as one of the top 100 research universities in the country, NDSU is well on its way to get another major achievement.
A common excuse for eating unhealthfully is not having enough time. NDSU college students seem to do a lot of this and have a lot on their plates. Mary Singer, the Associate Director of the Dining Center, says there are healthy options on campus, but it's the students' responsibility to pick them. For busy students, a good option is going to the Dining Center and grabbing a piece of fruit or bagel on the go. The lighter side, located at each of the dining centers, includes meals all under 500 calories.
If it's important, you've got to plan ahead. You've got to plan ahead to eat. You have to have some idea what you're going to eat. And perhaps you should look at My Plate as an ideal for what you should put on your plate. Make half your plate fruits and vegetables, a whole grain, and then a protein source.
Dr. Brunt stresses the importance of finding balance between eating well and physical activity. For more ideas on how to choose the right foods, log on to choosemyplate.gov.
Coming up, underage students may be surprised to learn how they can use a North Dakota law in their favor. This and more after we show you this week's campus calendar.
Watch SUTV News on Cable One. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SUTV News on Cable One Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Shields and Stop and Go.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means MapBus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15, from downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mapbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter, keyword MapBus.
It's so fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MapBus.
And I ride MapBus.
And you should too.
Welcome back to SUTV News. It's not uncommon for alcohol to be a problem among underage college students.
A not well-known North Dakota law serves to help young people in dangerous situations. SUTV News reporter Aaron Berner looks into a law that gives minors medical amnesty in alcohol emergencies.
NDSU is one of many universities with programs meant to curb abusive use of alcohol, but one program that can run at both the institutional and statewide levels isn't widely known.
What we mean by medical amnesty is institutions providing either amnesty from the judicial process, and that would be in an educational institution, or in the case of a state law, amnesty from criminal sanctions.
The state of North Dakota does provide medical amnesty in the event of alcohol-related emergencies to 21-plus-year-olds providing alcohol to minors, and minors, both who seek medical help. NDSU policy isn't blanket amnesty, but it is still noteworthy.
If you do call and get help, it says something like that will be taken favorably into consideration in any conduct review.
Studies involving these policies have shown that they make students more likely to seek help, but there is still work to be done.
I do know from law enforcement that it has rarely, if ever, been used by students, which kind of leads me to wonder again, are students really understanding the signs and symptoms?
Though NDSU is a dry campus, many empty beer cans like this one can still be found littered about, meaning that some students do drink, many of whom may be underage. I'm Aaron Berner reporting for SUTV News.
In addition, the law allows medical amnesty for up to 5 other minors present at the scene. North Dakota is not the only state with medical amnesty laws. Other states include Texas, New Jersey, and Colorado. The voter fraud scandal has certainly brought a lot of unwanted attention to the NDSU campus.
At this point, no decisions have been made regarding what will happen to the football players. So, Sidewalk Stampede set out to see how students feel about this situation.
I personally don't have an opinion. I think that the university is handling it very well for themselves, and that it's a problem between the university, the football players, and their coaches of the team.
I feel like it's up to the NDSU football team's administration to decide how the punishment should be handled.
What I do know, I feel that the university is handling it well. We were sent a few emails telling us a few things that were kind of vague, but I guess from what I do know, I would say well enough.
I just feel that there should be repercussions, because there was just a football player who got kicked off the team for indecent exposure, I think. So I feel like the university not doing anything about this situation is a little contradictory.
Well, joining us now in the studio is sports anchor Morgan Lubin. And I guess being the sports anchor, you would know a lot about this scandal.
Yeah, I do, and it's unfortunate. It's just another distraction for the Bison football team, but they still had a game to play this past Saturday at Colorado State. With sports, we'll recap the game. Stay with us.
Jitters is your home for quality coffee drinks. Whether you crave an espresso, iced coffee, mocha, or macchiato, Jitters has just what you need. Now featuring breakfast foods like caramel rolls, bagels, and more, be sure to get your day started right. Located on 12th Avenue North, Jitters has a friendly, relaxed atmosphere with Wi-Fi capability to get all of your studying done on time. Get your fix only at Jitters.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means MapBus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15, from downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mapbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter. Keyword MapBus.
So fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MapBus.
And I ride MapBus.
And you should too.
Watch SU TV News on Cable One. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SU TV News on Cable One Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Shields and Stop and Go. SU TV Sports is brought to you by Shields. Ready for your next big adventure? Welcome to Shields.
Welcome back. After a decisive victory over Robert Morris 52-0 at home in their first game, the Bison football team continued the tradition of playing a Division I FBS school each year. Last season, the Bison beat the University of Minnesota 37-24 at TCF Bank Stadium. This season, the Bison traveled out to Colorado State University to take on the Rams. We'll pick up the action in the first half with the Bison already down 7-0. Samuel Joyer will take the handoff from Brock Jensen and bully his way over the defender into the end zone and tie the game at 7. The Rams will have to punt their next possession as Marcus Williams will receive the punt, and he'll eventually take it all the way back to the Rams' 16-yard line after getting tripped by one of his own blockers. However, the Bison offense will stall at the 1-yard line where the Rams will take over. Their first play stuffed for a safety by Colton Hegel and Colt Jurek in the end zone. Bison up 9-7. Ensuing drive, Brock Jensen 10-yard screen pass to Sam O'Jury for a 10-yard touchdown. O'Jury's second score of the game. 2 minutes left in the half. Marcus Williams gets his first pick of the season, and that would do it. The Bison win 22-7. NDSU is now 6-3 all-time against FBS schools, including the last 3 in a row. The Bison are next in action against Prairie View A&M at home Saturday, September 22nd at 3 p.m. Bison football is allowing just 3.5 points per game. Lately, there have been some key injuries to this strong defensive core. For more information on the Bison defense, here is Jake Sheeta.
The Bison won their national championship last year due in part to allowing only 12.7 points per game on defense. Grant Olson and Carlton Littlejohn are getting more playtime, but the results have stayed the same.
I think one thing that we do very well is we play to our strengths and we eliminate our weaknesses. We work together. Everybody plays to their strengths, and as a unit, that's what makes us very strong.
Allowing only 7 points and 331 total yards in the first 2 games.
But outside of that, just all the other things, controlling the game, establishing and creating field position. Defense has been really consistent. They're really disciplined, and we've got good players that are over there. And if you can win on defense, you can win a lot of football games.
The Bison recently lost starting defensive back Colton Hegel for the season, out with a knee injury.
You're losing what I think is a great defensive player. But in the midst of it, those other guys are going to need to, we'll have to look at configuring our defense to make sure we fill that stop up.
I think we just got to plug another guy in, another guy's going to step up. We've had injuries before, Heel's gotten down before, and people have stepped up like Bobby Ullman. So I think Bobby will step in and do a great job for us on defense.
Bobby Ullman and Christian Dudzik are just a couple versatile players that can play many positions on defense.
Anytime you have guys that can multiple positions and do multiple things, it just adds to your strength as a unit. It adds to the play calls and the schemes that you can run, and it makes us harder to play against for offenses.
Jake Cheetah reporting, SU TV Sports.
Well, the Bison women's soccer team is bouncing back after a disappointing start to the season. NDSU lost 4 of its first 6 games, but a recent shutout of UND is perhaps a sign of things to come. SU TV Sports reporter Annie Ersman has more.
With a 3-0 win over UND, the return home was a fresh start for the team. In goal is redshirt freshman Sierra Bonham, and sophomore Anisha Kinnerath scored in the second half. That win is giving them added confidence.
We started off pretty rocky, but I think now we're starting to be familiar with each other, so we're doing better. and you can tell that there's chemistry building.
We've done like a lot of team bonding, so that's like helped a lot, and so our chemistry is like really good right now.
Of concern to head coach Mark Cook is the fact that the Bison are averaging 9 shots per game as compared to opponents' 19. In the 6 games played, NDSU has 62 shots, their opponents 136.
As a team, we all need to step up, and I think we've done a pretty good job this last few weeks.
My dad always tells me, like, be that one person to put everything on the field, and that's what I'm doing this year.
Anisha Kinnerath has certainly been leaving a mark, leading the team with 7 points, 20 shots on goal, and 3 goals on the team. Overall, they are working to improve.
Our plans are just to keep working hard. Tuesdays are our hardest practices, and as long as we continue to come out and compete, I think that first game against SDSU is going to be a good game for us.
NDSU have their first conference game on Saturday, September 29. Annie Ersman reporting SUTV Sports.
Thanks, Morgan. Coming up on SUTV News, NDSU offers a chance for students to do some impromptu acting on stage. We'll take a look when we come back.
Watch SUTV News on Cable One. Produced by students of Bison Information Network, we promise to bring you all the latest news and sports from the campus of North Dakota State University. Watch SUTV News on Cable One Channel 14. Brought to you in part by Shields and Stop and Go.
Hey, I'm Alex.
I'm Austin.
And I'm here to tell you about 15 on 15.
It means MapBus arrives every 15 minutes on Route 15, from downtown
to around town. Find out more about 15 on 15 at mapbus.com.
Check it out on Facebook and Twitter, keyword MapBus.
It's so fast and convenient.
There are way more than 15 reasons to check out 15 on 15.
I ride MapBus.
And I ride MapBus.
And you should too.
Welcome back. Every group on campus has a unique focus, but of all the organizations on campus, one may be more spontaneous than the rest. This past Saturday, NDSU's improv group, To Be Determined, had their very first show of the year. Of the group's 12 current members, Davis Steen, Chris Bursler, Reed Luneman, Michelle Pierce, and Sarah Palm participated in the show. The show marks the beginning of the group's 4th year, and they are looking forward to another great season.
I did improv at my high school for probably 2 or 3 years, and then I kind of haven't been doing it since I've been in college, and this is kind of a comeback for me, so I'm pretty excited to be here.
This group's next show is on September 28th at 8 p.m. in Ascanies Hall's Walster Studio Theater. And thank you for watching this SUTV newscast. Check us out at our new website or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to pick up your copy of The Spectrum, and have a great night.